Should you sell your Spark and buy one of these? Well, let's talk about it. Welcome back. In this episode of Video Drone by DIY3DTech.com, I'm going to talk a little bit about a comparison between this, the Mavic Mini, and the Spark. Now, I no longer have a Spark, but I think one of the things, if you look at the playlist, I have a zillion hours of flight time on the Spark underneath my belt. And that's a fraction of what I've flown at total. So again, I know it pretty much inside and out. And what I want to talk about is, after flying this a little bit, how does this really compare to the Spark? So right off the bat, we know that this has got a 2.7K camera, nice upgrade, and it's also got a 3-axis gimbal over the Sparks too. Now, obviously those are some nice camera upgrades, but I have to admit, is it compelling? Because one of the things on the channel, I'm getting a lot of questions from folks saying, hey, I got a Spark, does it make sense for me to get one of these? You're a straight up guy, give me the scoop. And I'm going to say no. If you got a Spark, you're happy with the Spark, and you don't have a new box envy, I don't see a reason to. Especially if you're already invested in it. And also, if you were going to buy, for example, a used Spark in good condition versus this, I still might lean towards a Spark. A couple different reasons. One, forward avoidance. I think that is really big. In my past videos, I've talked about it, and that's the one thing I really miss on this, because even though I don't have the Spark any longer, I have two Mavics, as well as the Unique, and all of them have forward optical avoidance, as well as the Pro 2 have forward, reverse, and bottom. So it's a very nice feature to fly, because one of the things is, you're out flying, you really don't have good perspective, especially of small branches and things like that. So that makes it very nice. The other piece of this compared to the Spark is the motor size. Now, I covered this out in the first flight video. These are very, very small motors. The Spark motor, far more beefier. And one of the things, again, if you look in the Spark playlist, I put that poor little bird through hell. I put 360-degree cameras on it and all kinds of other stuff, and it held up, no issues. I also had no PID issues. For those not aware, PID is how this ramps up and responds to requests for change, so it doesn't overshoot. In some of the older drones, especially the Hubsons, if you added weight to them, it would mess up their PID, or it's a proportional integral derivative formula of how fast the motor spins up, and it would lock itself into a loop and fly away. I don't know how this is going to respond, but one of the things that I also covered in the prior video is, if you add anything to this, you're over the 249 and you need to register it anyway. So it's sort of a moot point between the two. With regards to the 3-axis gimbal, yes, it is nicer having the 3-axis gimbal on this, but I do find it a little bit jerky in the yaw axis. Not surprising, again, but this is a $400 bird, so you're not going to get Mavic quality, but it is good. Did I really miss having that in the Spark? No. I think when I bought the Spark initially, it was one of the first ones out. I thought it was a good social media drone. I think this is also a good social media drone in the same marketplace. Would I be compelled to switch up for the 2.7K? Probably not. Because one of the things with the 2.7K, you're really not going to upload to YouTube or something in 2.7K. You're going to really use that 2.7K to downsample the 1080p to crop your image, frame things a little bit better, etc. Come up with a little bit deeper color maybe. But I don't see a big advantage to the 2.7K over the 1080p for that purpose. Again, nice to have, must have. I'm not going to stress it. If you got up to 4K, that might be a different story. So with that, the other big thing here you have is flight time at 30 minutes. Now, one of the pieces that with the Spark, I had 3 different batteries. I got about 8 minutes. I think it's rated for 12 minutes, 10, 12 minutes per battery. I'd fly it for 8 for safety, and so had 3 batteries. So I got roughly the same out of 3 batteries. I have a little bit mixed emotion of having a 30-minute battery life in this for Joe Average, because if you're going to really kind of shoot a quick social media clip or something like that, do you need 30 minutes? Probably not. In all my flights of this to date, have I flown at 30 minutes? No. I'm usually bored after probably 10, maybe 15 minutes tops, because usually when I fly this, I mean, you can only fly it up and down so many times. You know, I'm usually exploring something when I go out on the lake, the river, forest. You know, I'm looking at something, and once I'm done looking at it, I'm done looking at it. So the 30 is, again, like the 2.7K, nice additional feature. Would I replace, you know, my Spark with this? No. However, if you don't have a drone, you're looking for something social media-ish, I would really consider this. Again, I'm still really stressing over that front sensor or lack of it for an entry-level drone, especially somebody who is not acclimated to flying these. So I would say if you do get it, I would fly close in, be very observant of where you're flying, because again, as I covered out in the prior video, it's not really a piloting thing, it's a perspective issue. Keep in mind when you're looking at the phone or tablet, what have you, that's a 2D image, so you lose the 3D perspective of depth. How far are you away from that branch? That's what I really like the forward looking sensor to tell me, how close I was to something. Was I getting into trouble as I was flying into something? Because again, sometimes I couldn't even on the phone see the smaller branches because of the size of the phone, etc. So again, just something that makes me a little bit nervous about an entry-level drone. I hope they come up with a solution in future versions. So again, that's why I really give this 4 out of 5 stars for lacking that. But outside of that, it really is a great drone, very much like I did with the Spark. I'm going to throw this one under my car seat for the $400 price point. I'm not too wound up about it. And what I do like about this one better than the Spark is the USB charging on the back. Because with the USB charging on the back, I can charge it from my car. Now, I did have a car charger for the Spark, but it was kind of bulky because you had that big, you know, proprietary battery thing. You had to slide it into the charger, etc. It was a pain. This charges with USB, controller USB, phone USB, boom, you're flying. So those were all very nice features of this, you know, over top of the Spark, which is a little bit more difficult to charge, but not impossible. So again, my recommendation, if you got a Spark, you're happy with it, stick with it. It's good to go. If you're looking for something new, you have some unboxing anxiety, want to put something new under the Christmas tree, give yourself a little gift, I would also recommend this. Flies good. Really enjoyed this. Very portable, I think more portable than the Spark. So you'll have to make your own decision past there, but hopefully I helped you. So let me know what you had for lunch. I forgot what I had today. I think a bologna sandwich. Hit me up in the comments below, and we'll see you in the next video.